What's going on, guys? Got something a little bit different for you for today. Today, we're going to do a string change and a cleaning on my ESP LTD Deluxe. It's the MH-1001. Killer guitar. I got it from Sweetwater a little over a year ago. I got it. It probably came with the 9 to 46s on it. I immediately put the 10 to 52s on it, and yeah, it hasn't had a string change in like over a year. So this is my main drop C guitar. Yeah, it needs some love. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm just gonna casually change out these strings and do a cleaning. I'll explain what I'm doing and kind of like the products that I use to do the job. But yeah, it's pretty dirty. You probably can't really see it. It's a beautiful guitar. So without further ado, let's get into this. This is a little bit different than I normally do. I'm experimenting with some of this live situation, so I'm kind of a little uncomfortable with it, but the only way to get better at it is to do more of it. So yeah, if you don't follow me, please subscribe. And I also have a TikTok account, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Check me out there. Let's change some strings. I'm going to be putting the Dario NYXLs 10 to 52 on there. And I'll just kind of explain kind of what I do as I do it. Just kind of like my process. It's kind of long and drawn out, but it's part of the fun. So right now I'm just kind of loosening the old strings while I'm thinking of it. Speaking of your old strings, don't forget to recycle them. I actually take mine to Guitar Center once a year on Earth Day. That just passed. We just did that. And they have a box for Dario, and they will send them in and recycle them for you. I've had several comments on some other videos and excuse me, my allergies are bugging me today. Some other videos and pictures that I've posted about other uses, and there are like several other uses that you can use your old guitar strings for. But me personally, I just recycle mine. All right, I probably could have done this part of the process beforehand, but is what it is. It's all part of the learning process. I'll put links in the video description for all the products that I use. You can check them out. Spoiler alert, I use mostly all Music Nomad products because in my opinion, and of course it's just my opinion, they make some of the best stuff out there. I'm not being sponsored or paid. All right, so got it all strings off of it. So I think for the moment, I think what we'll do is first thing I'm going to do is polish my frets. This one actually has stainless steel frets. Sorry. And they probably don't need much polishing. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I do. I use the Nomad FRINE polishing kit. What you'll do is it comes with a bunch of these guides here. These are guards for the frets, and you pick out the one that best fits. This one's got the jumbo frets on it, so you'll pick the biggest, largest one. All right. Now, I know some people may cringe at this. I don't really know, but this is how I've done it on all of my guitars for years. I've used a Dremel with the guard and the polish, and it doesn't take much. And what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll just kind of put a little bit of the polishing compound on there. Rub it in so it doesn't splatter everywhere. And then the trick to this is basically keeping track of how far you went, which I will usually go about 4 frets, and then I'll reload the polish again, about 4 more reload. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. And by the way, I live in an apartment, and so right now the landscapers are here. They have already mowed next to my apartment and done the blowing down the hallway, so hopefully we're not going to get any unwanted noise, but just in case you hear something in the background, that's what I got going on. So, sorry for that. All right, and like I said, you're gonna reload your polish compound on there, just a little bit, just dabbing a little bit. I take my finger on there and rub it in like so, and then just continue on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the things I do is kind of set it against the next fret that I'm about to clean, and it kind of helps me keep track of where I'm at. It's kind of weird talking to the camera doing this. Honestly, typically I have like some music cranking in the background, and it's just a different deal, but we're experimenting with this to see how it goes. And drop me a comment and let me know if you like these kinds of videos, because I have a large guitar collection and I change my strings out and kind of do this quite often. So if you want to see more of this, you know, this particular guitar has a fixed bridge on it, but I also own guitars that have Floyds, and that's also a whole nother experience restringing a guitar with a Floyd. Get to the last couple, if the frets aren't wide enough, or the fretboard in between is not wide enough to use the guard. So I kind of take it off and just very carefully hit it up. And then I'll just kind of go back over it a little bit more, just to kind of polish it well. Like I said, this has got stainless steel frets, so it's not very important to do too much. When you're using this with the nickel frets, it's unbelievable how shiny they come out afterwards. These ones should be shiny just because they're stainless. This is the only guitar that I own that have stainless steel frets, and wow, it's a lot of fun to play. It has a little bit different feel to it. All right, so I get done that, and then we'll put our polish off to the side because we're done with that. All right, wipe this off. Let that haze over a little tiny bit and do its thing. Wow, looking at this in the light, this thing is really dirty. Wow. Like I said, this is my main drop C guitar. I play this 2 or 3 times a week, so yeah, I haven't strung it in a year. I'm embarrassed, honestly. But like I said, I have a large collection of guitars, and I play them all, and it's hard to keep up with the maintenance on them. It honestly is. And finding the time as well, because I work a regular job, so I'm off today. So I thought today's a perfect day. I actually have a couple guitars, this one and my Jackson reverse dinky, Japanese made dinky. I went to play it on Saturday, and it's got the Floyd Rose on it, and yeah, enough said about that. Not a good time. So I got to restring it and clean it, polish it all up good. But anyways, let's continue on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out the pad, because like, look how dirty the frets were. So let's see, where's my, that was my polisher one, or my application one. This one's going to be the actual one I'm going to polish with. All right, so then what I'm going to do is, see, I've got a semi-clean one, and this is the one I'm going to actually polish with. So I'm going to go back over it with the guard again and go all the way down through and lift that polishing compound off of it. And the first time through, what I did is I did it on the low setting, and to polish I'm going to go with the high setting. Ooh, look at them shine. Wow, they were dirty. It turned out really, really, really good. Super shiny. All right, and there you go. That's all you got for polishing frets. Pretty straightforward. So we've been done with that. So now I can just kind of wipe all of this debris off there. All right, I'm gonna probably be all over when I'm doing this, but at the moment I'm thinking about the headstock, and I will go through, and the nuts, I will just snug those, not tight, just a little snug. Just because things loosen up over time, and see, they were pretty good. There was a couple of them. So I'll turn this over. I also have, it's got the locking Tone Pros bridge on it, so when I tip it upside down, it's not gonna fall off. Tip it upside down. See, these ones, these locking tuners don't have the screws in them, so you don't have to snug those. So let's get into cleaning the actual, treating the fretboard. So for treating the fretboard, I use the Music Nomad F1 oil. And for this process, I basically just put like a drop on each one of the frets. Excuse me, not the frets, in between the frets. A little dab there. And then I will use a Q-tip, because we're gonna get in there and kind of clean right in next to the frets. And what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of oil on the Q-tip, just so that the oil on the fingerboard doesn't absorb into the Q-tip right from the start. Take it up. So put a little bit of that on there. And then I'll just go back and forth, just like so, and then go in between. Well, here I'm doing the nut, and then on the other side it'll be the fret. And this way, if you get any of that fret polish on the fingerboard, at this point it'll remove it. Wow, looks really good. And we'll just repeat that process. Scrub in there by each one of the frets. Appears to be a little bit dry. Soaking it up really well though. Like I said, I've had this over a year, and this is the first time that I've done this. It needs it really bad. And the exciting part will be when it's finished. Not only will it play super cool and super smooth, but we'll also be able to take some really cool pictures too. Because I always like to take pictures after I'm done polishing and cleaning my guitars. Just get right in there really well. I'll show you what the Q-tip looks like. And of course, you got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm using, you know, the polish, so you're gonna, some of the dirt's gonna be the polish that got in the corner of the fretboard and the fret. But wow, it's pretty dirty. So we got so far. It's pretty grimy. When we get to the 12th fret, I'm going to turn the Q-tip around and use the other side of it. Sometimes half the fun of playing guitar is actually working on the guitars. I know some guys don't like to do it at all, but I find this pretty enjoyable. I love it. That's probably why I own so many guitars, because it's fun to work on them. So then what I do is I'll take the end of that Q-tip with my clippers and just clip that off, get rid of that. And then we gotta start with a clean one, and we're gonna do the same thing. Wet it down. And this whole process is subjective. Some guys do it differently. Some guys don't go to this extent. But like I said, I haven't done this in like a year to this guitar, so it deserves some love. So I'm going to take the extra time to polish it. I just thought I'd go live because I never go live, and everything is always so structured with YouTube videos. Sometimes it's cool to have like an organic video of somebody just hanging out, talking, and or cleaning their guitar, you know. Can be therapeutic for one, and the old LTD is loving it at the moment. I will say big shout out to Sweetwater, because like I said, I bought this a little over a year ago from Sweetwater, and straight out of the box, man, this thing played unbelievable. I've never bought a guitar brand new and have it play the way it did. Usually you got to go through a whole setup, and I know they do a process and whatever, but they got some good people there. Whoever messed with this and set it up before it got here, they did a great job. Shout out to you. And then the funny part was, I got it, and this was specifically bought for drop C. So of course I'm going to change the strings out because it comes like with your standard 9-to-46s, and I cleaned it up. I pretty much did the same thing to it, even though it was brand new, and I put the Dario 10-to-52s on it, and believe it or not, I did not make any kind of bridge height adjustment, no truss rod adjustment, nothing. I just put those new strings on there, and I've been playing it for, like I said, over a year, and it just plays awesome. I love this guitar. It is one of the favorite ones in my collection. And speaking of my collection, like I said, I have several guitars. If y'all would like to see maybe a live video of me going through my collection of guitars, just kind of talking about them, showing them off, and kind of maybe all of them have somewhat of a little backstory to it. So let me know in the comments whether you guys would like that or not. Like I said, some people find these videos boring or whatever. Yeah, maybe for some, maybe others like it. It's therapeutic. And like I said, I like it because it's kind of organic. I'm just kind of sitting here hanging out by myself doing this, and kind of enjoying it. It's like cutting the lawn. Get out there and you get deep in your thoughts. You might learn something about somebody else or maybe yourself. All right, so we've gone all the way down through, say, it's pretty grungy. So throw this away. All right, and then what I like to do is go back down through, and I put another like little bit of drop all the way down through, and I'm going to take my rag and rub it in really well, and then this will also polish, take the rest of the residue of the polish off the frets and make them nice and smooth. All right, so that's all we need for that. This is some good stuff. I used to use the Dunlop lemon oil. That's good too. But I really love the Music Nomad products. They make a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I'm not sponsored, but Music Nomad, if you want to send me some stuff, bring it on. I'd love to have some refills, because I need to refill some of these things. So we're gonna just now rub it all in and get any more of the grime off of there that might be on there. Kind of wish I could have had some music playing in the background. I just don't want the video to get hit with copyright problems. I tried to play live on Instagram last week, just to give it a try, because like I said, I'm new to the live streaming thing, and I've kind of got a little bit of a setup going on for direct audio. I got a video coming about that in the next few days. I got another new guitar, and we're gonna have new guitar day and do some upgrades and play and jam out on it. So I got that coming soon. Yeah, I got a bunch of material coming. You just have to watch out what you use in the background because they're so picky. But anyways, I went live on Instagram and it lasted, things were going well. I played for a good 20 or 25 minutes and then Instagram shut me down because of the backing tracks. I'm like, okay, whatever. I figured it was gonna happen. I just had to find out, I guess, for myself. That's why I'm really trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. So if you actually participate in TikTok and want to support me, check me out on TikTok. I got a bunch of videos over there. That's kind of a fun scene, and there's a lot of awesome guitar players over there. Like, you wouldn't believe the guitar players over there that I've met. And then come to find out they've got YouTube channels, and of course they're people like me. They're hid. The algorithm just don't like us, I guess. And I want to go live over there because a lot of the guys go live and they use the backing tracks and they don't have any issues whatsoever. So I'm looking forward to that. The sooner the better. Believe it or not, I tried going live on Tumblr. Well, I said I tried. I actually did go live on Tumblr last week, a couple days later, and I had like 30 some people in the room at a time, which was kind of cool, and they were loving it. So yeah, that was kind of a cool run. I played for like almost 2 hours and never got taken down or anything. I literally had to say, see you later, because I got to go to work. All right, so here we go. Let me see if I can get that up towards the camera and show you how clean, how nice and clean that looks, how shiny. It's awesome. All right, so now what we're gonna do is clean the bridge. So I have a little process I do with it. Let me explain it to you. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it right there pretty well. So I will take another Q-tip and I use 3-in-1 oil. You gotta be real careful with this stuff, because if not, it gets all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet the Q-tip lightly with this 3-in-1 oil, and I'm going to use it to clean the bridge. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to use this to clean the bridge. And then at the same time, it's going to lubricate the threads that are on there. I'm not sure the camera can really pick it up, but it looks pretty grungy in there. So a lot of dead skin and crud. So I just get in there, get in and around the saddle and in and around the screws, and that helps lubricate them. So over time they don't seize up on you and they don't like get the corrosion and rust. And then it cleans it at the same time. Just get the faces of the screws there for the intonation, which I haven't had to intonate it. Like I said, it come out of the box perfect. So all right, yeah, that's pretty grimy. And then I'll take my paper towel and just kind of wipe off the excess. Oh yeah, got rid of all that skin grime and crud in there. Keeps it looking fresh. She looks fresh. I don't know if the camera can pick that up or not, but yeah. All right, so there's that part. Cap this real quick because I don't need to make a mess with this. All right, and then one last thing with the frets, I'll take a paper towel and I just want to get any of the last little bit of the residue off. Yeah, it's clean. All right. Now we're going to polish the guitar a little bit. One of the cool things I have, where's that? Right here. Of course, it's a Music Nomad thing, and that is super cool for getting any under the bridge because it's got a locking bridge, and the string height and everything before I changed the strings out was perfect, and I don't want to lose that adjustment, so I don't want to undo that, so I can get in underneath there just like that with it and polish it. Then you can take the brush and get in between there, and then also it helps get in around the pickups and stuff too. All right, and then I use the Music Nomad Guitar 1 polish to actually polish the body and the neck. And all I'll do is spritz it once there, maybe give it one there. And then I use a microfiber cloth. You guessed it, Music Nomad. And give it the old polish. And this polish works really well. It helps to deter fingerprints during like the everyday use until it kind of like wears off, but it when you go to wipe it down afterwards, it's super smooth and shines right up. It's like it treats it. Oh yeah, it was really dirty. It was really bad. Change your strings more often. Clean your guitars. All right, and now flip around, do the back side of it and the neck. Again, give her a little spritz. Spritz it right there too. This stuff does a really remarkable job. There's your shine, there's your camera. Looks really shiny now. All right, let me finish up real quick up here by the headstock. It's almost time to put some strings on it, and then we get to play it. I won't be playing it live. I'm going to cut this stream off at some point, but I want to get through this process first. right, let's clean the front side of it. All right, looking good. All right, so we've done the frets, we've done the fretboard, we've polished the body, the headstock, we've tightened down the headstock nuts, and these are going to be the strings I'm using, the Dario 10 to 52s. Again, don't forget to recycle your old strings. Oh yeah, fresh strings. Love it. All right. I don't know how everybody does this, but I start with the top string and work my way down. That's just my process. All right, so when I put it through the ferrule here, put it up against the bridge, see how it has that rounded spot? I will take mine and just push on it lightly. Don't kink it or anything like that, but just with the angle, break angle of the bridge, just lightly. See how it changed by lightly doing it? And then of course this has locking tuners, so those are fun. All of my guitars have locking tuners. It just makes things so much easier. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Man, a little bit of comedy. You always want to make sure you lube your nut, right? Well, there you go. The music Nomad. Tune it. It's nut lube. So let me show you what I do here. So it's got the little tube, and then you've got like the little applicator. And what I do is it's kind of like a petroleum, kind of like jelly kind of stuff. I will just put a little dab in each one of the frets. You gotta be careful it doesn't squirt out too hard. Just a little bit on each one of the string slots. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then what you'll do is you take your applicator and you're just gonna literally rub it in the nut slot. And that's going to help lubricate the nut slot for better tuning stability. And so I'll show you what I do with the excess. Make sure I get it really well in there. So I'll have a little excess on the applicator, and I will bring it over here and put it on the saddle, each one of the bridge saddles, right where the string contact is and the break angle is. And you know, some guys may say, it's overkill, you don't need to do that. Well, okay, that's fine for you. This is what I do, this is my process, so everybody's got their thing. Again, if you want to see more videos like this, let me know down in the comments. All right, so there is that. So we'll put this here. And again, for all these products that I'm using, to detail the guitar, I will put them in the description below. Make sure that's over the slot. And then I never pull them super tight before I lock them. I just kind of like snug them lightly. You want them to turn a little bit. Give it a good snug. See, and if you look at it, it's still pretty loose. This way you get a little bit of a turn. You want the tuning peg to turn, the string to turn on that just a little bit. All right, so there's your first one. I always ink it up. Let's go to the next one. Again, break angle. I always take my string and run it through the nut slot just to feel if there's drag, to see if the nut slot needs to be cleaned out or not, but they seem to be fine. Again, not too tight. Kind of lightly snug it. Bend your string up a little bit. Next one. There it is. Break angle. Looks fine. Next one. Come on. I know somebody out there saying it. There it is. Same thing, break angle for the bridge. All right, 2 more to go. We'll be able to tune this thing, take some pictures of it, and then play it. All right, so there's this one. There it is. Rectangle. right, last one. Break angle. So make sure these are really good and snug. And then I'll go through with the clippers and clip these off nice and tight. Thirsty. All right, so we are ready to tune it. So by using that nut lube, you'll have a little bit of excess. Now I got the strings in there, I'm just gonna wipe it straight across. And then I got my trusty little Super Snart clip-on tuner, and I'm just going to get it ballpark till we get in front of an amp. So let me wind these up a little tiny bit, start to get the break angle on it going. String winder I'm using, Music Nomad. Also the wrench. The Octopus wrench is super cool. It's got a socket in there, it's got your socket sizes there, all in one tool. Cool tool to have. All right, so my pick. All right, let's tune this. And like I said, this is drop C. Well, that's more like drop F, but turn these up a little bit more, make this go a little bit quicker. So I like to try to get them all pretty close. And then I'm going to go through and push on all the brake angles. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, like, all these brake angles, I kind of just like push on them lightly, not real hard, just lightly, because you want them to get seated in. And then on the other side of the bridge as well, I just push them, kind of like get them to take that angle. And then up at the tuning keys, I'd kind of do the same thing, kind of go back around the kind of direction it's supposed to be going. And it kind of like, I don't know, I find that it makes this whole tuning process go a lot faster. So then if you go back through and check it again, yeah, it changed, because that brake angle changed. Like I said, if you enjoy videos like this, let me know. I can do some more of these. This is kind of cool. Kind of just have the camera rolling, kind of doing my thing. And then it help me get better at doing this too, because I'm not very good at doing this. I honestly don't like the camera at all. All right, so now I have it, like I said, it's drop C, so I've got it all in tune. And then what I'll do, somebody taught me this a long time ago, is take the string cardboard and wrap it around here like this and put a little bit of pressure and work from the bridge all the way up to the nut. It's kind of pulling up on it, and what that's doing is it's stretching your string. Go back a couple, 3 times, just work it. And then just go through every single one of the strings doing the same process. What's up, Mike? I see you. You gonna come over this weekend and jam out and hang out with me in Boston? Oh, there goes the blower through the hallway again. I don't know if anybody can hear that or not. It's very irritating when you're trying to create content and there's all kinds of noise. I live in Texas, and the housing market here, quite honestly, just sucks. And I've been trying to buy a house forever. Eventually that dream will come true, and then I'll have my own actual dedicated studio. But until then, we're gonna make do with what we have. All right, there you go. Also, some guys, you know, just kind of will do this kind of thing, you know, stretching it. You can do that as well. You don't have to do it with the cardboard if you didn't have the cardboard or whatever. I just find that it makes the process go that much quicker when you get to the amp, because you're excited to play. I'm excited to play this thing now. I've got fresh strings on it. It's been a year. Shame on me. All right, let's go back through it again and see what we got. Oh yeah, it changed again. Yep, and there it is. Fresh, clean, and all ready to go. We got our fret wrap. Put that back on there. All right, we've been on here for 56 minutes. It's almost time to get going, and we are done. So there you go. Well, nice and clean she is. All kinds of happy. All right, well, that's all I got for you for today. Don't forget to check out my TikTok. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you like this content. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about videos like this. Maybe I can do some more. Like I said, I've got some guitars. I've got some Floyds. Those are interesting to do string changes on. Check me out on Instagram, my Facebook. I'm going to get this thing tuned up. I'm going to get a cold adult beverage, and I'm going to jam out a little bit. Maybe, not guaranteeing it, maybe I may go back live in a few minutes after I get this thing tuned up and just riff out for a bit. I don't know. But that's all I got for you for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next time.